Pulling out a deck that I haven't used in a few years. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Well, I always tell you, the heart is an attachment vessel. The heart is not the center for love. However, the heart is a place where a load of vast energy gets either dumped into or pushed out of. So, yeah, it's love, but it's not the one that we should be learning. It's not the love without condition. It's not unconditional love. The heart, in the sense of the human vessel, is just merely an attachment vessel that just keeps the shit show pumping. So again, good day, good way. What's up? How you doing there, stranger? The question was, what's triggering you? First and foremost, I am not your therapist. I am not a medical professional. I am not a licensed therapist or counselor, or I guess nowadays life coach counts and all that other shit. I'm just a motherfucker with a perspective and experience. You either resonate with it or you ignore it. It's simply your choice. But if you ask the question, I'm going to tell you my perspective, my experience, what my awareness has shown me, what my foolishness has allowed me to go through, and you go from there. You go from there. So, like I was doing my write-up last night, and I said today, which is 9/4/2025, if I was to use my integrated dissection numerology, 1111 is included in there. 1111 is what a lot of people call the angel numbers. It's the activation point. It's where the angels are guiding you and telling you to keep moving forward. Again, as a trickster spirit, I always tell you angel numbers could just as quickly be seen as trickster's codes. It's not so much that you're being activated, it's that you're being triggered. And that is, in a lot of people, it's a trauma response. I'm seeing something that is agitating me, and it is now telling me to either move forward or run away. So in a way, yeah, it's an activation, but it's not this fluffy foo-foo. I'm in activation, and I'm totally supported by the universe. Oh yes, it's proposed. CJK, just join. Were you proposing as a question to us or no? Yeah, I got a few moments. I'm not doing a formatted reading, so when I come on like this, if you got something that you want to ask and get my perspective, go for it. So again, today, what's triggering you? Everybody's triggered. Even somebody like myself who is just really an observer and a watcher, there are things triggering me. What could be considered triggering me is watching everybody else not being smart enough to stop being so easily moved. So then it becomes a point of awareness of, okay, I already know this is the human condition. Motherfuckers don't like accountability. That's nothing new. So then it no longer triggers me. I just see where people are stuck in activation. And that's the whole problem. People making peace with their pain, people making excuses for why you can't do nothing different, but then steadily complaining about being overwhelmed. It's the veritable shit show. So again, I do ask you, what's triggering you? And again, when you ask it, be willing to hear my perspective. You don't have to accept it. That is always my disclaimer. It's a contrarian's perspective, and resonance and ignorance are always your choice. Unfortunately, where we exist from today, a lot of people's resonance is only with ignorance. Trying to use the same mindset that has us trapped as what's going to set you free. It's Acme like a motherfucker. It is Wile E. Coyote always going to that same factory, trying to catch that road runner and only harming itself. So, last time I did this the other day, I sat on here for an hour and never even touched the card. So while I pulled these cards out, they may not get used. Because if you've ever seen me, when I do my reading, I normally talk about what I see and then I pull a card, and a lot of times it's the same thing. You can say, oh, that's because you're the reader. Well, shit, if it was that simple, shit, we'd all be damn billionaires. If I can tell things what they are and then pull a card and make it match, I mean, damn, I'm strong, but am I that strong enough to alter reality that I keep trying to tell you is really just an illusion? It's a bad use of energy. Shedding the reality I lived in after grieving the past. It's kicking my ass, but I desire more. something I told a friend yesterday who had a loss, and again, perspective and experience. You have to stop grieving the past. You have to stop accepting loss in the sense of mourn, and you have to start honoring the memory. The best way to get out of the past is to understand its value and stay present so that you can build a more successful future. Unfortunately, in this current world, not just the Western world, because a lot of people are not in their authentic practices, we got taught this death cult mentality of when somebody died, that's the end. You're supposed to fall apart. No, you're supposed to understand that now when somebody transitions, that's an evident physical loss. Now I honor the memories of the time that I had with them, and then I cherish where the memories allow me to be, and then I continue on my journey. See, I didn't tell you to go into ancestral veneration and all this other stuff. That's the way I practice. If you start honoring ancestral veneration and understanding that your ancestors and your spirit guides and your family are always still with you, then the loss starts to go away. But we get taught this bullshit, put on the black dress and get a coffin, and everybody running up and down the hall crying and screaming about what they done lost, that you negate everything that you gained. Holy shit. This person who was a part of my journey is no longer here, but they're still a part of my journey, and they got better sight on things that I can't see. See, everybody want to talk about spirit guides and stuff, but you don't figure out, well, holy shit, sometimes a lot of your spirit guides or your guardian angels were just people that were a part of your path. If that makes sense. So best thing I can tell you is to stop looking at the past as something to mourn, because the more you keep looking back, the less you can see what's in front of you. And when you look forward, what you kept looking back at automatically comes with you. You're creating a shit show, if that makes sense. And again, like I said, I'm not a therapist and all this other stuff, but that's the whole problem is the whole system teaches most people this Freudian mentality of repair what has already happened so that you can learn to stay whole here. You can't change the past. I don't give a fuck what science is lying to y'all about. You cannot change the past. You only keep changing you by losing you with the ideology of fixing it. It occurred. It passed. PASSED. You've already taken a test and you already have the diploma called you. So, best way to get out of a mourning cycle is to wake up and live. Change the value of the loss, if that makes sense. Now I'll pull a card. How can you get out of this cycle of being caught in giving too much value of the past, and it makes you feel stagnated, is the best way I'll word it. How can you get out of that stagnation cycle? Ta-da! Embrace. Embrace. This is the 21. That's the equivalent of the world card. See the world that you're creating. See the gains in the world. Holy shit, you're the sun. Power plant. You're the power plant. This is your energy. Holy shit. What I tell you time is, TIME, this is my energy. I'm feeling like less because I'm dumping more of me into something that I've already left. Did you get that? TIME. Time. This is my energy. The more time I give to something that I can't change, the more I'm changing me. The more time I keep to myself and start becoming aware of what deserves my energy, the more me I embrace and the better potentiality of creation I own. But again, like I said, resonance and ignorance, because unfortunately in this Stockholm Syndrome box matrix most people think in, you will already trick and tell yourself on why that can't be true while still being burnt by what you believe in. And I'm not saying that to you directly, I'm saying that in general. Most people, when presented with a different perspective, are going to find a way to hold on to the one that they're trying to find a way to release. It's indoctrination. It's cognitive dissonance. It's Stockholm Syndrome, Munchausen by proxy. It is you found too much definition in what's already got you pulled apart because you only believe using it is the only way to hold yourself together. So again, it really is the embrace. What are you embracing? Are you embracing that you own this world, or are you a subject of it? Do you own the rights to your energy, or are you just subjected to what you go through? That would be my best question for you. How do I get out of a morning cycle? Own what I know that I can create and stop being destroyed by that which I can't control. Holy shit, sounds like one of them Christian prayers. God, give me the strength to understand what I can change and the awareness and blah, 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 whatever the damn thing says. Yeah. But again, to add to what I just got through saying, you're telling yourself that it's relieving with time, but you have to understand time comes from you. Time, in my experience, and what I was taught and told, is just a marker for the experiences you're going through. That's all time is. People will say, well, science is telling you time doesn't really exist and time isn't linear and all this other stuff. And other species say time is just this, that, and the other. There's truth to that. Time only has as much value as you give it. So stop telling yourself that you need time to relieve it when it's going to take time to create the event to relieve. Just stop giving your time altogether. Same thing I said, stay present. There is no time there's no time necessary to stay present because time is already here. Just stay present. And then figure out where things are pulling you apart. Again, something triggered me, which was the basis of this reading. Something triggered me. It's like, holy shit, am I giving it so much value? Am I taking accountability, for myself on why I'm the gun? You understand that? People try and stay out of their traumas by staying into safe zones that don't trigger them. That's a trick. Why do I need to be triggered by what I keep seeing? Why do I have PTSD? God, I just got to watching Grey's Anatomy. Things like that get to be tricky, but there's still ways to work out of them. You have to do what works for you. But when you have things like PTSD and things like that, you have to understand your triggers and you have to start changing the value of what triggers you so that you become more accountable for yourself. Oh shit, I'm outside and they're popping fireworks. God damn, that sounds like a battlefield. But you know what? It's not a battlefield. I'm aware of what it is. And so while it is stimulating my traumatic nervous system and it's trying to stoke up a response familiar to the traumatic event itself, PTSD, it's not what's there. So while my body is trying to respond, I'm negating an energy in my mind. I'm taking accountability for telling myself what it is and not what it used to be. You understand that? So there was no time created. Something wanted to take my time. The fireworks, the experience. It wanted me to relive the past. But there was no energy there. Why? Because I didn't give it. I didn't create time to go back to the event, just like I have to learn how to destroy it. So I don't need to do things with time. I need to make sure that I'm not giving time foolishly. And it becomes something that you have to learn to become aware of. You won't hear me use the dirty word control. Yes, but no. And again, resonance only. You said, ooh, yes, honoring the present moment despite the past. Be the relief, don't create. Got it. Everything except for that middle part where you said the present despite the past. No, the present is here because I've already made it through the past. The past has no more value. Your past don't know you until you keep reintroducing yourself. What you said is what you'll hear me talk about balance is a lie. You established the balance for your present by measuring it off of your past. That's still a double negation. That puts you in separation. I'm at my present because I've already been through my past. There's no need to review it. I had pizza yesterday. I'm not still measuring the event of pizza yesterday so I can figure out what I'm having today. I already had pizza. I'm aware of what I had. There's no need to keep feeding the recognition point for it. It's already within me. And yes, it's that simple. It's a, careful with wording. It's not mental rewiring as you're going to start seeing a lot of people talking about that. You have to learn to rewire your mind. No, because if I rewire my mind using the same shit that had it fucked up, then I'm only going to change the parameters of what's got it fucked up. You understand that? I'm not rewiring my mind. I'm figuring out which wires need my energy. And then I can start to weed out the ones that don't need to be there. That's the danger of a cyclic thinker, is trying to choose the safest thought to think, and then will build barriers on the one that ain't safe. The minute one of the ones that you think is safe today get to be too much, they're going to open up all of them. Now you're in a psychosis. And I'm not saying you directly, but that's the common thing that's going on, is people only compartmentalize instead of diffusing the necessity of the energy, that when it gets to be too much, as you're seeing and going to keep on seeing, mental health is a shit show. Then we like a motherfucker choosing carefully. Yeah, again, it's your grass. It's your grass. Choose whether you need to mow it, and choose whether that weed was really medicine. Get it? Because look at today's society. They'll tell you, go out there and mow your lawn and get rid of the dandelions. Well, yet if you did the medicinal properties of dandelion, it's got more medicine than half the shit you got in your damn kitchen. Your prescriptions and shit. So what has been considered weeds is really traditionally the medicine. It's just been worked away. So you've been boxed and controlled. Yeah. And again, I speak what's considered contrarian. It's direct, but it's indirect, because one thing you'll hear me keep on saying is I only speak from awareness and perspective. Most people only listen for stoking points that they think they know. The average person is only listening to hear something that makes them feel safe about continuing on. You won't get safety in here. You'll get the realization that safety is part of the problem. I don't need somebody to stoke and stroke my energy and my ego that make me feel good about what I'm hearing. I'm listening to what's being said, and then I'm figuring out whether it makes sense. And here's the dirty part, is if it ain't making sense, why? And if it's an authentic, it don't make sense because that ain't for me, you gotta let your life tell your tale. If it ain't making sense because I'm too busy listening to things that aren't making sense either, then you gotta let your life tell your tale. The difference is your life gonna tell your tale. If you're not willing to do anything different, but you're still crying about getting the same, holy shit, wake up, America. You'll run yourself crazy. You'll run yourself crazy embracing what's got you trapped, and the only thing that's got you trapped is your thinking. Again, not telling you to rewire your mind, figure out why the wires are there in the first place. Holy shit, was using my computer, Control-Alt-Delete. I'm in safe mode. Hi, that driver is no longer functional. You need to delete it. Nah, yeah, I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to reboot the computer. Holy shit. So you didn't make any changes. You just changed the parameters of usage, but the virus is still there. Hi, human mind. The virus is still there. The human mind has a virus of separation. And so anything that it feels is going to separate it further from where it's already separated becomes a point of danger. It's the same thing in a computer. Holy shit, that driver doesn't work because it's responding to the adware or the malware or whatever has broken through the firewall, that it now functions in autoimmune function. It's protecting what's harming it because it's scared that if it doesn't, it's going to meet harm. I did not say that wrong. We have been inundated with so much program that has harmed us that we protect it because we're scared of getting hurt worse. So we protect what's hurting us. That's why we vote. That's why we believe in formats of separation. That's why we authorize idiocracy. The whole nine. You embrace what's got you in separation because you want it to stop pulling you apart. That should have you on your knees begging and praying and waiting on somebody to save you when you won't do nothing to save yourself. So, what's got you triggered? What's got you triggered? The shit you embracing. Holy shit, the two came before the one. Your connection to two only has all your potential. Your connection to what's already got you pulled apart, got all your energy. Hello, planet Earth. Our connection to everything that keeps pulling us apart has all our energy. And now you trigger trying to figure out why they keep doing it, why you keep showing up. You want to know why you can't have a present? Because you keep showing up to your past. Everybody. You can't exist in your present because you're too busy embracing your past, and everything in this fucked up ass realm teaches you how to do it. But it can't be that simple. Then let your life tell your motherfucking tale. You'll keep using what's got you in separation as what's going to hold you together, and consistently crying about, here, I'll pull a card for you. Why do you cry about being pulled apart? Because I'm waiting on that shit to blossom. Holy shit, 21 became 20. I'm connected to what's got my potential because I want that potential to show me everything that's fooled me. 0 is the fool card. But let's look at it mathematically. 0 is the amplifier. 0 is the bullseye. Whatever is in front of 0 has all its energy. Get it? 2. 2, 0. Holy shit, it's 20. Whatever the fool stands behind gets a promotion. Whatever the fool stands behind gets a promotion. Why? Because holy shit. Remember I just told you? You were the sun. All this energy was you. You just gave it your fires. By tarot, 20 is the judgment card. Bad judgment. But you can't tell somebody that they have bad judgment if they have not been taught how to judge in the first place. See, you shouldn't judge others. That's right. Just give them your energy foolishly and then wait to see where the experience goes. What do you mean? Give them your time. But what is time? This is my energy. Give your energy into experience and then complain about the traumas because you was not smart enough to use your judgment to see whether it was even worth growing. Damn. Now we back at pulling weeds. You keep giving your energy to keep on growing all these weeds in your mind, all these erratic experiences. Don't do that no more. So you keep giving all your energy to these erratic experiences that keep on growing all these weeds, and you wondering why it's so many weeds in my pastures. Holy shit, what do you mean your pastures? Past, U-R-E. Past, your energy. I'm going to greener pastures. You mean you going into greener places that already passed your energy? Yeah. How you getting there? By learning my past and praying for a future. Ain't did work. They fucking with my signal and I love it. Ain't did no work. Just pray for it. What do you mean pray? Energetic begging. Giving my energy to something that I perceive to be greater than me to do for me that which I won't do for myself. See, that ain't what it is. Let your life tell your tale. Not here to argue with you. Not here to argue with you. Energetic begging. Why? Because I don't see enough in myself. Holy shit, there's that too. I'm already in separation. I don't see enough in myself, so there's something else with all my potential. Huh? Huh? What do you see? You see a 6, traumas, your foundation, but it's really a 9. It's what's controlling you. You want rest and reconsideration, but you won't give it to yourself. Why? Because it's been promised and I'm going to serve it until I get it. You work for time by giving it. Did you catch that? You work for the system of time, the matrix trap, by creating it. What is time? This is my energy. But time has controlled me because I don't understand that time is only a marker for my experiences, that I'm only here to mark the experiences that I help create. That'll confuse some of you and I apologize in advance. But you might want to stop listening for what you know and start using your awareness. You only out here trying to find a place to rest and reconsider your choices by going through the choices that you weren't smart enough to use your judgment to create. No, can't do that. That'll be fear mongering, so I'm not going to do that. Let your life tell your tale. Over the next 3 weeks to 14 months. Just listening to what I hear within myself. Over the next 3 weeks to the next 14 months. Within that time span, will tell you everything that you already know and show you everything that you've already seen. The question is, will it be enough to stop you from creating? Okay, thank you. I can do that. I can do this. For my fellow Twilight fans, remember that last one, Breaking Dawn, and they had that big ass fight scene, and we was all in the theater. Oh my God, they killed God, what was the Cullens? The doctor, the daddy, whatever his name is. You know, he got his head chopped off and all this other shit. We was all in the theater like, hell no, they can't do that. And it was a big ass battle. And then after the big ass battle, it was just Alice showing that crazy motherfucker a vision. Oh God, words of spells. You understand that? You are being shown everything you need to see about creation, but is it enough for you to stop creating it? That's a real question. God, I can't remember his damn name. Carlisle. Yeah. They killed Carlisle. And everybody went crazy. Why? Because Carlisle was the embodiment of hope. You understand that? They killed hope. And we was ready to fight to protect it. But then when they showed you that it was just a battle that you never had to go through, are you going to be smart enough to stop the battle? Or are you going to wait to see if the other person learned a lesson? That's a real question. If you're waiting on who already has you endangered to stop endangering you, at what point do you stop endangering yourself? That is the question I'm asking. I'll say it again for the simple person in the back who is thinking too fucking hard. You're doing exactly what I'm telling you to please stop doing. You're thinking for the Matrix from a Matrix mindset and wondering why you don't understand a goddamn thing I'm saying. But yet you understand and process every fucking piece of your pain. If you already see that the person that is controlling you does not want to make any changes, at what point do you take away their ability to control you? It's an 8 and it's in reverse and it says it's a dedicated effort. What's this? This is basically some Da Vinci type shit where he's a sculptor and creator and all this other stuff. When do you stop painting the picture of destruction? It requires a dedicated effort within. You have to stop the struggle within. You have to unwrite the DNA coding of always outliving your traumas by creating them, or at least dumping your energy into them. If you understand what I'm saying, you have to stop the struggle within so that you don't keep creating it externally. Y'all get me with this law of manifestation and this law of attraction and I'm gonna manifest, but you don't understand that the energy comes from within, and then you wonder why the only thing we keep on manifesting is manipulation. Because you're trying to manifest from a manipulated mindset. I'm gonna take my abundance that's already in separation and use it as what's gonna hold me together. So you're gonna take what's already designed to pull you apart as what's going to hold you together. I think that's like the 5th time I keep saying that. So your whole mindset that is steeped in struggle, that's the whole issue. That's why we're going to continue to collectively create struggle, because collectively, the deeper, more tangible point within that is not everybody is struggling. You get it? When the whole group is struggling the same, it's 37, I believe. 1937 or 38, somewhere around there. Do your history on Germany. Do your history on Germany before you start pointing fingers at the little small motherfucker with the little mustache and shit, and you start talking so much shit about how evil he was. Do your history on how I got there. I'll give you a quick class. After World War One, reparations. After World War One, der Deutschland had to pay reparations to the Allies, so much to a point to where the economy was already in a depression. They had to pay up so much money that there was nothing in the country left to run its programs. So the people were impoverished, the people were overworked because you had to keep the workers working in order to pay what they owed all the countries, United States included. So because the bill was so great to pay others, they didn't have anything left for themselves, and so the people was getting disgruntled. Fucking government sitting here, we fucked up and started this war, but goddamn, how long we gonna have to pay for this shit? It's what the people was asking. So the dismay within the country led to fanatical minds who were like, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna take care of my people. Even though they had other fanaticisms going on in their mind, Zeke Heil and all this other bullshit, their initial issue of we're not being protected made them try and do what they thought was the best form of protection, even with their psychosis. So you understand what I'm saying? If you pressurize a motherfucker enough, they're going to do something to protect themselves eventually. Unfortunately, where I'm getting at is if in that learning how to protect themselves is harming others who needed that same protection, then you get Reichs, and then you get further world wars. But until everybody is looking at everybody as struggling the same without all these other divisive mindsets of race, gender, color, nationality, and ethnicity and all that other shit, until you can get everybody hurting the same, this shit shall don't ever stop. It is why you see crazy motherfuckers who you think are sane still have posters in their yard saying, don't blame me, I voted for Trump. While everybody else running around like, God damn, ain't nothing getting better. But they're not being harmed. So getting better doesn't equate. You get it? If I was making $100,000 last year, but now I'm making $200,000, but my neighbor now is homeless, sorry, John, but I'm still doing good. So the equation of pain isn't there. The equation of drama and trauma and dismay never gets through. And so the person that might be harming others is not harmful to them. You get it? That's why you get MAGItes and all this other stuff and people who, I don't believe in MAGA, but I think he's the best thing for the country. You understand that? Wholeness. So until you get to a point to where the dedicated effort of stopping struggle for all comes from stopping struggle within myself, nothing's going to change. You'll only have different parameters of the factions. You'll have, again, this scares a lot of people because y'all don't believe in it, but I don't understand why not. You get Ratopia. You get Universe 25. You get all the results of that experiment from the damn National Institute of Mental Health, the secrets of NIM. We getting that now. You get social decay, you get gender decay, you get gender dismay, you get degradation of society, you get immorality, you get hypersexuality. You get all this shit. That is the results of that experiment, and then that's what we're seeing. But because you don't believe in anything other than somebody else is in control, you've already lost it. You've already lost the energy to the struggle needed to make a dedicated effort to change because you don't believe in it. You'll tell yourself some fantastic bullshit like this was already pre-scripted, messianic scripts, or this is just what needs to be done, paradigm shifts. Or we're fine, where we supposed to be, bullshit ass pseudo goddamn downloads and uploads from your own psychosis. The parts of you that like the separation and understand that you only work for the separation, so they keep uploading and downloading more programs to ensure it. But your ego won't tell you that. Why? Because of your fucking innate need to feel good. You'll feel good in the systems of pain. Spiritual BDSM. Beat me, daddy. Sorry. So you become your own, not only overseer, but your watchman and your own slave. You trap. The system ain't got to do nothing because you'll gatekeep it for yourself. Why? Because the struggle out here is a sign of all the struggle of everybody else, especially if I don't honor any struggle within myself. No compassion. 2026, no compassion. The year of empathy, where I'm only connecting to the things that move me. Fanaticism. A lot of people, and again, I keep telling you, 2025 is a remix of 2018. 2026 is a potential remix of 2019. 2027, another great reset. But if we're only setting in the same sets of fear like we did in 2020, it's just another shit show. In 2019, you watched a lot of people lose their their grounding rods. We'll use that because spirituality is a coerced term now. You watched a lot of people lose their sense of direction. Let's do that. You watch people leave organized religion, going into organized spirituality, and get pulled further apart based off of fear sets, and then ran back into organized religion that ran them into organized spirituality. It's a ping pong match. The only problem is you took the experience of here, trying to figure out the experience of there, and now you have the experience of there that made you even more fear-minded, which made you a better fit back in the organization. Now you become a fanatical whatever. And again, let your life tell your tale. This is not to beat anybody up in the sense of telling you that your belief ain't what you need to believe in. Only you can figure that shit out. You just gotta let your life tell your tale. If what you believe in, who you believe in, and what you think is empowering you, as you have not been taught to empower yourself, if that's giving you all the gains you want in your life, stand fast. Stand fast and keep on going. But if you have bought into this enslaved mindset of struggle now so that you can struggle less later, you are patient. You have been patiently pulled apart because you'll make sense of what you see now because it'll show me a better me later. See, this card was in reverse, is that you need to stop painting yourself in duality. You need to stop creating this double vision. This one is you'll be patient with the double vision because I think that I have to go through something to be a better me. 14, you've given all your potential to the trap. Why? Because I think I need to learn the trap in order to get out of the trap. Look up a rat box. Since we sticking on rats. Look up a rat box. Once they go in that motherfucker, they can't get out. Holy shit. Look at a crab barrel. Once they get in that motherfucker, I'll kill anybody else who's trying to get out. For those of you that never cook crab, when you put crab in there, they don't be trying to get out. They just don't want nobody else to get away either. They'll pull each other apart. And then, like I posted a few weeks ago, drop a damn corn on the cob in there, they'll boil willingly. Why? Because you fed me. You fed me within my trap, so now I'm safe. That is the average human. Just give me something to feel safe about what I'm going through, and I'll keep going through it, boss. Because don't blame me. I voted for Trump and Vance when we're all suffering from a shit show. You'll make mental concessions for when you see people like him doing things that are completely, let's just say, not only immoral, but illegal. And then you'll question the legality of illegal actions. While just months ago, if not years ago, complaining about somebody that potentially was thinking about doing the same. Now you got a motherfucker that is full steam ahead and you on board. Don't blame me, I voted for him. Let me not do that because Appalachian people will kind of see through the trick. It's a fucking movie. It's a movie and people can't stop popping popcorn. People can't stop popping popcorn. So as long as somebody shows up for the shit show will never stop. And again, it's like where I get to, because you're trying to find balance. You become a patient, so much to the point to where you are patiently a patient. You ain't got to pay them no more. You ain't got to pay them no more. They're not all paid actors anymore. They're just given positions. Again, it's almost like some, what was his name? Steven from the Django. Steven didn't get paid. He just got the perks. Steven wasn't making no money. He just got the perks. I say, boss, who that on that name? Who that on that name, boss? He in a better position than other people that in the same conditions, but he don't accept his condition because the system gives him grace. Don't blame me. I voted for Trump. Why? Because the conditions give you grace. And again, it ties us back into that Germany analogy. But once your grace got taken away, it's, why won't somebody help me? Been posting that meme since about 2013. And there was a knock on the door and they took the baker away. And the banker said, that ain't got nothing to do with me, and looked away. And then they knocked on the door and they took the banker away. And the construction worker said, that ain't me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And then they took the construction worker away, and then there was nobody else to take away. So now they needed somebody to come save them. And when nobody would come save them, they created an event to trick somebody into doing it. Holy shit, Pearl Harbor. Excuse me, the Lusitania. Excuse me, false flags. The July. Sorry. Do you know that you lying to yourself? Do you know that you be lying to yourself? Oops. 5. It's in reverse though. Change your focus. Holy shit, what do you mean false flag? Make me look over here while something else is going on over there. But if what's going over here has more of my energy, I can't get past it. To work that all the way back around to the beginning. If you're too busy watching your past, you don't own your present, and somebody else is already writing your fucking future. Why? Because all they got to do is manipulate you. 55. All they got to do is give you the balance of being easily having your squirrel. See what happened there? Couldn't even finish a sentence. Why? Because squirrel. All they got to do is change your focus. All they got to do is put you through so much that you can't hold yourself together, that you got to believe that somebody else must be in control. Field full of sheep, 5-foot fence. That motherfucker in front of the fence ain't gonna move. I ain't gonna move either. Conditionalism. Conditionalism. Got all of your energy. You mean that 5-foot fence is going to stop 5,000 sheep? Yeah, because the 2 or 3 that stand in front of it is what everybody else look to for control. So if the big sheep ain't going to move, then the other little sheep ain't going to move either. Why? Because I don't believe in myself. I just believe in who's closest to what's controlling them. And if it ain't fucking with them, then it ain't fucking with me either. Oh, I'm sorry, Jose. Sorry about your issues, but you shouldn't have come to America where we came to America and stole it, but you shouldn't have come here and try and steal it either. So you mean their condition, which is similar to your condition, ain't a condition because their condition affects your condition to such a point that where your condition might be seen as a sickness if somebody knew the truth. Or if somebody embraced the truth, would be better. If somebody was smart enough to embrace the truth of the way things are, they might be forced to see things for what they are. But again, that's Stockholm Syndrome, and that's a release of indoctrination and cognitive dissonance. That's cipher in the matrix. I know this steak ain't real, but it tastes better than these fucking rations that I'm really eating. I choose the separation. Lie to me, boss. Lie to me. Motherfuckers don't want the truth. You just want the perspective that gives you the best truth to keep you free while being enslaved. While being enslaved, there's the 4. Just breathe. What do you mean just breathe? I just want to be able to breathe easier in my box, and I'm sorry about everybody else's. And they knocked on the door and they took the chef away. And the banker said, not my issue. Sorry. I see the trap coming, but it ain't made it to me yet. Holy shit. I fell into the crab barrel and somebody else fell in and he trying to get free. Instead of me helping him, I want him to feel the same amount of harm that I'm subjected to. Damn, does that mean that potentially at current, the human psyche is not designed to work together? It's only designed to collect itself as it's observed being pulled apart. Fragmentation is what that's called. I don't know. It's the third eye chakra. It's the television tube. But which channel is telling the truth? I don't know. You got DirecTV? Which channel was the real one? To simplify, can I say the I am to digest it? You can say the I am, but why do you need to denote yourself in a quantitative value? You are. I am. But do I need to express it to somebody to verify my own existence by getting validation in the delivery? See, I am. That don't mean you believe it, but I just forcefully said it to assert what I don't even believe. If you already know that you are the I am, you don't have to say it. You just have to be it. But if you're only living in the illusion of the I am and trying to become it, you got to create it. If you are already the I am, just be it. If you're trying to become the I am or lying to yourself about being the I am, you're going to have to give the time to create the experience to become it. Become the cosmic nut job. Invest your energy into the thought that you have now established as the one that you want to create the experience, and holy shit, there go time. You mean I got to give up my energy to prove that I am the I am, or am I just the I am? I am. But even the I am is a trick. The I am is intelligence, awareness, and then movement. Intelligence of what? Intelligence of what I'm aware of. But what are you aware of? What I think I know. But how did you know it? Because I read it. Intelligence is a result of experience. Awareness is the negator for it. You get that? I'm aware that this phone would hurt me if I hit myself in the head with it. My intelligence is going to stop me from pushing that awareness into an experience. Now I have the intelligence and the awareness to know that, holy shit, that hurt if I move again. So the I am is a trick. It should be the aim. If you're going to move, you better aim. You better be aware of what's about to get your intelligence, and is it manipulating you? Because movement is a manipulation. Do you even need to move? You don't need to be the I am. You just need to understand what you're aiming for. And the necessity of creation. Holy shit, back at time again. This is my energy. I don't need to aim for you. I just need to be me. I don't need to show you who I am because I've already lost me in the balance. Holy shit, now I'm a patient. Maybe your last phase is cussing the motherfucker out. You mean wasting more energy? And y'all back on that shit again. Your throat chakra blocked because you didn't cuss them out. No, your throat chakra blocked because you don't understand your own energy. Internally, you are already who you are. You said so, internal creation. Internally, you're already who you are. However, you can invest your energy into the illusion of what you're telling yourself you want to become. Do you need to create who you are every day, or do you just need to see what you really are in every motion, in every moment? No. That's what this is for. Don't ever apologize. That's what this is for. That is what this is for. So you are totally fine and you are totally welcome. You also said, my bad if I'm asking too many questions, just process. And again, that's why I said I speak from a point of perspective and awareness versus a bullshit ass stance of knowledge. Knowledge gets you fucked up. I already am aware of who I am. I just know that if I get out here, there's a potential to know a different version of me by engaging in experience. I'm aware of who I am. I know what I could do if I do that. You see the difference in assertion of energy? I already am aware of who I am. I can sit still and just be fine. I know they better not fuck with me today. Holy shit, embattled ass energy. Protons, neutrons, electrons, just all over the fucking map. More energy than a goddamn star. More energy than a goddamn star in one atom. If only I make the motherfuckers collide. Did you catch that? Did you catch that, churn? There's more power than the perception of God in one atom if you just make the motherfuckers keep colliding with each other. So do I need to create? And is creation really creation? Or is creation simply destruction? Changing what I'm already aware of for the potentiality of what I can become if I invest my, dirty word, TIME, time, into the experience. Think that one over. Are you already who you are, or are you about to become the cosmic creator by giving up your motherfucking time into an experience that might not even be designed for you? It's designed to steal your energy. It's designed to steal your energy. It's designed to keep you caught trying to figure out who you are by creating many different experiences that will never be it. Chasing your own tail and shitting on your own self. The infinity loop, the Ouroboros circle, Samsara's wheel, whatever you want to call it. A 8 that got knocked the fuck out. Struggling with yourself, trying to find the perfect identity because you don't trust who you are, because you're in experiences that keep traumatizing you from what you think you've already seen. Perspectives. Let me get the fuck out of here. What up, Oya? Oya is the storm. Oya is the algorithm destroyer. But does the algorithm need to be destroyed? This is just a perspective. I'm not challenging you. The algorithm, from my perspective, is just you trying to show you the potentials of what you're doing to yourself. So, like people say, well, you got to destroy ego. No, ego is just your energy that has been generated and operating through an experience. Exactly. So again, do you need to destroy the algorithm if the algorithm is only trying to show you where you harming yourself? Really? 7, the journey. 7, self-awareness. Move. It's trying to show you, stop moving. Stop moving. At the beginning of this live, I said something about you're only creating that which is going to eventually destroy you. And we're doing that daily. We're advancing technology that is only a sign that we're not advancing ourselves. We're advancing our own destruction. And that is not anti-AI. It's you're dumping more energy into systems of separation instead of perfecting the system of wholeness. We're not working on advancing ourselves medically properly. We're not advancing ourselves morally, emotionally, mentally, physically. I'll say it, sexually. We're not working on that. We're working on things that make us feel better about the egoic points of pulling ourselves apart. You're sponsoring your own destruction. So the algorithm is trying to tell you, hey, motherfucker, you don't even know who you are at this point. You're only dumping more energy into that which you love because you have more love for that which is pulling you apart. Something I said at the beginning. You only work for your separation. You work for your sickness. Why? Because you've been taught that your sickness is your healing. Heal my past. What's my past? My traumas. But if I heal them, you mean heal my traumas? You mean make my traumas better? Yeah, by releasing them, by giving them all my energy. Did you heal them or did you just set them back into play? That's not what it means. As you sign into your 95th session of fucking therapy, not trying to be funny. But sooner or later, you got to realize that what you are using to hold yourself together is only that which you are using to keep yourself pulled apart. So do I need to create? No. The AI says stop moving. The ego says, I don't believe in myself, so I got to keep on generating experiences to go through so I can find the right one that's me. Identity crisis. It's that movie Split. Got a dress on one day and I'm a beast the next. And I'm a little child in the middle. Motherfucker, which one are you? All of them. Cosmic psychosis. You done pulled yourself apart into a schizophrenic existence. Time's almost up. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Time's almost up. We exist in cosmic schizophrenia. We're just trying to find the safest identity, but that's the whole problem. You only want safety. So let me pull this card. Why do we want safety? I'm telling you, it's a programming. I can't make this shit up. Is it a 6 or is it a 9? You think your trauma is the most highest vibration here. You simply love what you created. What you create? Things that verify your separation. Come on, parents. And I'm going to get out of here, but come on, parents. You better not fuck with my children. Even though if we want to look at it without the human condition, your children are only the sign of your own destruction. And I'm going to leave on that one. Don't read too much in that. But biologically, when you create, you already destroy yourself. Sorry if you don't understand that. So if you only keep creating things that are only a sign of your own self in destruction, at what point do you keep yourself? Nothing further. You thought I was going to say creation. Nope. What point do you keep yourself? Stop fucking creating. Hold this, motherfuckers.